Have you ever picked up a drill, started driving a screw, and suddenly felt the tool struggling, slipping, or just not giving you enough power? Because at some point, most people realize something. Not all grills are built for the same job.
That's exactly where confusion begins. Many people think a drill can do everything. And while drills are incredibly versatile, there's another tool designed specifically for driving screws more efficiently, the impact driver.
If you've ever used one, you've probably noticed it feels different. Louder, more aggressive, almost like it's hitting instead of just spinning.
That's because it is.
So today, we're breaking it down. What's the difference between a drill and an impact driver, how they actually work, and most importantly, when you should use each one. Let's start with the tool most people are already familiar with, the drill.
A drill, more specifically a drill driver, is designed to rotate a bit in a continuous motion. It's primarily used drilling holes and also for driving screws when needed.
So it's basically the do-it-all tool in most toolkits.
Exactly. Drills are versatile. You can use them for wood, plastic, metal, and even light masonry, depending on the type of drill and the bit you're using.
And one of the key features of a drill is control.
Yes. Most drills come with an adjustable clutch that allows you to control the torque. That means you can prevent overdriving screws or damaging materials.
Let's get going and fix it right. Twist and turn.
Which is especially useful when you're working with softer materials like wood. Now let's talk about the tool that confuses a lot of people, the impact driver.
An impact driver is specifically designed for driving screws and fasteners, but instead of just spinning continually like a drill, it combines rotational force with rapid concussive impacts.
So instead of just turning, it kind of hammers while turning.
Exactly. Inside the tool, there's a mechanism that delivers bursts of torque. These impacts help drive screws more efficiently, especially when resistance increases.
Which explains why it feels more powerful, even if the size looks similar.
And why it makes that distinctive clicking or hammering sound during use.
So if we simplify it, the biggest difference comes down to how they deliver power.
That's right. A drill delivers smooth, continuous rotation. It's consistent and controlled.
While an impact driver delivers torque in pulses.
Those pulses allow the tool to overcome resistance without requiring as much effort from the user.
So when a screw gets stuck or harder to drive, a drill might struggle.
But an impact driver keeps going.
And that's where the real difference shows up in real-world use. Let's talk about power, because this is where people really start to notice the difference.
Impact drivers generally produce much higher torque than standard drills.
Which means they're better for driving long screws or working with dense materials.
Exactly. If you're building a deck, installing structural screws, or working with hardwood, an impact driver makes the job significantly easier.
While a drill is better suited for lighter tasks.
Yes. Drills are ideal when you need precision rather than raw power.
But more power isn't always better.
That's an important point. Impact drivers can be harder to control, especially for delicate work.
Because all that torque can easily overdrive screws.
Or damage softer materials.
Which is why drills are still the better choice for tasks that require precision.
Especially when working with small screws or finishing work.
Another difference people often notice is the way bits are held.
Drills use a chuck, which can hold a wide variety of bit sizes.
So you can use drill bits, driver bits, even specialty attachments.
Impact drivers, on the other hand, use a 4-inch hex collet.
Which means faster bit changes.
But less versatility compared to a drill.
Let's make it practical. When should you use a drill?
Use a drill when you need to drill holes, work with different materials, or require precise control.
And when should you use an impact driver?
When you're driving screws, especially long screws, lag bolts, or fasteners into dense materials.
So ideally, you don't choose one over the other.
You use both, depending on the task.
Let's answer a common question. Can a drill replace an impact driver?
In some cases, yes. For light-duty tasks, a drill can handle driving screws.
But when the job gets tougher,
That's where the limitations of a drill start to show.
and the impact driver takes over, what about the other way around?
An impact driver is not ideal for drilling precise holes,
Because it lacks the smooth, controlled rotation of a drill.
and it doesn't have a clutch for fine control.
So after all this, which one should you get?
If you're just starting out, a drill is the more versatile choice.
But if you plan to do more heavy-duty work,
An impact driver becomes incredibly valuable.
and if you want the best setup,
Use both,
at the end of the day, both tools are designed to make your work easier.
but they do it in very different ways.
Understanding those differences means you can choose the right tool for the job.
And when you use the right tool,
Everything just works better.
if you found this helpful, subscribe to Tool Talk Pro for more tool guides and breakdowns.
And we'll see you in the next one.